I'm building a wiki of my FNAF research. Let's review the timeline for Fredbear's Family Diner. In 1987, Phone Guy said Fredbear's had been closed for years, but its promotional cartoon Fredbear and Friends ran in 1983, so it must have been open then. Making a cartoon takes about a year, so production started in 1982. Fredbear's was opened in 1982 and closed sometime in 1983. Stage 01 and the Silver Eyes say Fredbear's had an open dance floor. Stage 01 also says Fredbear's had a stage with 3 clouds, just like Freddy's. In Mangle's quest, Mangle takes a passage directly from a 3-cloud stage into the FNAF 4 house. In FNAF 4, Fredbear's is right next to the crying child's house. Important characters live next to both Freddy's and Fredbear's. Digging deeper, Phone Guy suggests Fredbear's had closable doors and limited power like the FNAF 1 building. The first FNAF 2 call warns Jeremy the building doesn't have doors and reassures him it can't run out of power, as if Jeremy would expect these things. The timing of the Night 1 call is important. Nights 2 through 6 are recorded in the present, but the Night 1 tape about Jeremy's summer job seems to be replayed from the first opening of the new Freddy's in summer 1983, a theory that's getting its own video. This call was aimed personally at Jeremy because it lacks the "remember to smile, you are the face of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza" line Phone Guy puts in all his other recordings. Fredbear's was the only sister location the new Freddy's had in 1983, so if Jeremy worked anywhere else before then, it had to be at Fredbear's. Phone Guy warned Jeremy the lack of defensive doors and stable power supply were different from his previous job experience, so Fredbear's operated a lot like the FNAF 1 building. Freddy's and Fredbear's both have a 3-cloud stage, important characters living right next to them, defensive doors, and limited power. They're starting to sound like the same place. We can prove FNAF 1 isn't in its original form. Help Wanted's hub room is in FNAF 1's dining hall, and has exit signs over both hallways leading to the office where no known exit exists. But if you free walk through the heavy lockers behind Help Wanted's version of FNAF 1, a sealed emergency exit appears. When this building was constructed, it had an exit here, but now it doesn't. FNAF 1 is a redesigned reopening of an earlier location. When Glitchtrap absorbs us, we look through his eyes for a moment and see his memory of what this dining hall used to be, an open dance floor with a version of Spring Bonnie on stage. Back in 1983, the FNAF 1 building used to be Fredbear's, so FNAF 1 is the second opening of Fredbear's. Let's warp to the future. FNAF 3 is 30 years after Freddy's closed its doors, so it's at least 30 years after FNAF 1. Special Deliveries FazFacts say Freddy's was open from 1988 to 1993, so the earliest FNAF 3 could open is 2023. As FNAF 1 resembles Fredbear's, Fazbear's Fright resembles FNAF 1. Cameras 2 and 5 look like the west and east halls. Springtrap is still in the secret room in the northeast corner of the map, where he got sealed in the FNAF 1 building. FNAF 3 is a future reopening of FNAF 1, and a third opening of Fredbear's. But it went through 2 transformations to get there. Fazbear's Fright was a ruin when Phone Dude found it, but the survival logbook shows it as a clean, open place. At one point, it was an open version of FNAF 3. Someone already opened the secret room years before Phone Dude arrived. William got springtrapped and set a bare-front version of Spring Bonnie, one of the incomplete replacement suits briefly put into service after the multiple spring lock failure incident. The springtrap we find in FNAF 3 may be decayed, but it somehow acquired a button like Stage 01's Spring Bonnie. The 3 vintage arcade machines sealed with William are already out on the arcade floor on Night 1. Someone took these out of the secret room and gave Springtrap a makeover during the 4th opening, before sealing him back up again while leaving the arcades outside. Let's rewind a bit further. The Follow Me cutscenes appear to show William getting springtrapped at FNAF 1, but careful study reveals another building change. Follow Me shows the central dining hall has been cut into 6 smaller rooms by a set of partitions. These partitions must be real. They block the light to the lower central room. Freddy and Bonnie also have buttons in Follow Me that they didn't have in FNAF 1. This isn't FNAF 1, it's a redesigned future reopening of it. Phone Guy's call about sealing the secret rooms was recorded years after his death. I believe someone mimicked his voice. Now we have 5 openings of Fredbear's. The original one from 1982 to 1983, its reopening as FNAF 1 with a blocked office exit, the 3rd incarnation and Follow Me with the new dining room dividers and buttons, the 4th return that changed the floor plan to inverted Anim Dude, and the 5th opening as Fazbear's Fright, as Phone Dude explored the ruins of the 4th. So what are the names of openings 3 and 4? It's been 30 years since Freddy's closed, but it could still open using a non-Freddy's name. And we have 2 non-Freddy's names that don't have places on the timeline yet, El Chips and Chica's Party World. FNAF 3 as Chica's Party is one of the Happiest Day minigames. Sister Location references Chica's Party World on Scott's website. And sometime before Sister Location, the Night Force spring suit was used in a pizzeria. The unique shape of the faceplate matches the one beneath Funtime Chica's plastic shell. It's easy to assume Funtime Chica appeared at Circus Babies, like all the Funtimes. But if she was only a minor character for one day at a doomed restaurant, she wouldn't be the most expensive robot in Pizzeria Simulator or get star treatment in Ultimate Custom Night. Circus Babies Entertainment and Rental doesn't even send Funtime Chica out on missions. The only way anyone could still remember she existed was if she was the star of her own place. Chica's Party World is the right name at the right time for this. Then there's Chipper's promise to gnaw on our bones after FNAF World. The canon clock ending to FNAF World makes us prepare all the Happiest Day minigames that later appear in FNAF 3. FNAF World and Chipper's Promise must be before FNAF 3 and the right time slot for one of our extra openings. Fazbear Entertainment seems to open Fredbear's once every 10 years. Something bad happens, Fredbear's closes, then re-emerges with a rebranded name to distance itself from any past tragedies. It seems like a well-oiled murder machine, like FNAF 1's 90-day Night Guard death tradition. FNAF 2 was opened twice, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place got opened for the 3rd time with security breach, and now Fredbear's is back for round 5. Why keep reopening the same place? It might be related to the Afton family's living metal cable network. Metal wires grew out of the walls in FNAF 1 through 3 like the organic veins of some huge beast. They'd need to feed this entity remnant, and since the building can't move, the family would need to lure in victims somehow. This is probably why Kelsey searches for kids to lure back to the abandoned Freddy's in the Fazbear Fright story, The New Kid. Each opening of Fredbear's also seems to highlight a different character. Fredbear went first, followed by Freddy, then Bonnie got to star as Big Bad Springtrap in Fazbear's Fright. If Chica's Party World is opening 4, the pattern suggests the last opening should focus on Foxy. I can't prove El Chips and Chica's Party World are reopenings of Fredbear's yet. The FNAF 3 Night 6 call said several other locations existed when William got sealed into the secret room in opening 3. Special Deliveries Fazfex also say being a night guard in America was the most dangerous night job in 1993. FNAF 1 would need several other locations to get that achievement, so there are many other places and times where El Chips and Chica's might be located. But there's no doubt Fredbear's was opened 5 times, and as we explore the past and future of FNAF, we might find even more.